If you want to know why you can't give up your porn addiction, then this video is for you. I spent over a decade trying to become free of this. A decade of muscling through, willpower, white knuckle, bouncing your eyes, not looking, trying not to think about it. And none of that worked. And until I started doing deep work, until I started to understand why I was going to porn and the reasons behind it, I didn't actually start getting any freedom. So today in this video, if you know that there's something behind your porn addiction, that you know it's not random, and you want to understand why you go to that and what to do about it, then this video is for you. I've got 5 kind of mentalities that we need to understand before we can go to the practical steps. These mentalities are things that you have to keep in the back of your mind, kind of thing, to understand what porn is really, like what it does for you, before you can start to sort of go about the work of working out what your actual triggers are and what they mean and all that. So yes, 5 mentalities, and then we're going to get straight into the practical steps, so hang around. First of all, porn is a painkiller. Our main problem here is not porn, and that blew my mind when I first began to understand this, that we don't actually have to, what am I trying to say? The goal here isn't just to stop watching porn. The goal is to actually find out what is triggering us and what the pain is that we're trying to avoid. So we're going to porn because we're feeling uncomfortable, feeling a lot of maybe unprocessed emotions, and we're struggling to deal with, to just hold in our body, and we want to escape. So we have to sort of take our focus off the actual porn, and not just keeping on trying to stop that, but we have to focus around what is the actual driving force behind it. Secondly, we have to understand that if you're like me, and I was watching this for 10 years, then it's just like an unconscious habit. Our brain has kind of created this pathway. It's like, okay, there's these problems, there's the pain in our life, and we unconsciously, sort of almost habitually, just go to porn, just to numb, so we don't have to feel it. It's kind of just it's what we go to. We don't really think about it. We think about I'm gonna go watch porn now, but it's kind of, that's what we go to. We don't go to something else, another substance, or we go into porn. So it's just like a habit. It's like a well-worn trail that we've gone down. Our brains have sort of created this trail, and thankfully our brains are, I think it's called neuroplastic, that our brain can change paths, which is great. So just keep in mind that this is something that you've just always done, and it does take some time for the brain pathways to change. That's number 2. Number 3, brother, you're not broken. Maybe that should have been point number 1, because it's just so important to know. If you probably feel really downhearted that you've been doing this for so long and you just don't know how to do it. You hate yourself. You feel like, I'm such a bad person. If only I could stop. What do? I feel so stuck. So just know you're not broken. There's a reason that we go to porn. Like I said before, it's the painkiller. You're not broken, bro. You're okay. We're going to get through this. You're going to get through this. And we need to just give ourselves a lot of compassion and care. And it's going to be okay. You just have to focus on the real thing. Fourthly, we have to understand shame and its role in our porn addiction. So the difference between shame and guilt is where I've done something wrong, whereas shame is this idea that I am wrong, that I am inherently wrong, and it's all me. It's not about the actual action, it's about me. So shame is such a dangerous thing because when we constantly feel shameful about our actions, it's like this unprocessed emotion that we spoke about earlier. And for me especially, this was a big thing. I would feel so bad about it, like feel so depressed and down. And what do you know? What's good for me what can I do to not feel ashamed and depressed? Porn. So it's like this cycle, downward spiral where we watch porn, you feel really shit about it. And you just go back to it and it's just, you continually just go into this bad downward spiral. So fifthly, and which kind of joins into the point of shame, the antidote to shame is curiosity. Being curious about, okay, so if you know that porn's a painkiller, and if you know that you're not a bad person inherently, and if you know that you're not broken, then it allows us, and we also have to be consciously like aware of this and do it, because it's easy to fall into shame and feel bad about it. But we have to be really curious about, what is actually driving me? You have to think, like, try and almost think about it. For me, it helped to think in third person, like, look at yourself from another perspective. Okay, like, this guy is going to porn because of something. Just be really curious and think, okay, what might that be? There's a lot of different things that it could be. And there's not always just one thing that drives us to porn. We may be feeling a lot of different emotions. Might be feeling angry one day, might be feeling lonely the next day. And porn is something that can soothe a lot of things. So we need to be really curious about what is it that we're actually trying to numb. All right, practical steps. This is what you came here for. So, sorry, just so I could see my notes. 5 steps. We need to create a habit of radical self-care. You're a wonderful person. Just because you're struggling with porn, that does not define you, mate. You are an amazing guy. You've got all these different things about you that make you who you are. And we need to give ourselves respect. Like, we need to care for ourselves like you care for a friend. If a friend screwed up on you, then, friends are friends, and you can, forgive and be able to, still treat them like your friend, right? So the first step is to create a habit of self-care. So every day, find something that you enjoy doing. It doesn't have to be big or long, but something that you can look forward to. Whether that's going for a hike, or riding a bike, or playing around with golf. Or even as small as a nice cup of coffee and some good music. Something that you can enjoy, really look forward to, and I'd say treat yourself. Like, pamper yourself, like you deserve it. It's not, you're not a bad person and you're okay to do that. So that was number 1, create a habit of self-care. Number 2, I want you to document your story, whether that's in audio form or in a journal or on a document. Just take some time. This can be over a few days or a few different periods of time. Just go back to when you first started watching porn and what was happening at that time in your life, what you were feeling, what emotions came up. Can you recall when you first saw it? And then kind of just create this, this sort of journey from childhood or whenever you started watching to now. and focus on what you are feeling, your emotions, and think about what you might have been trying to run away from. For me, initially, it was simple curiosity. I was just interested because of, like I said, lack of, sexual education growing up. What do guys look like, and what do women look like? And so, from simple curiosity led to shame. Like, I'm such a bad person. Why am I looking at this? Why does this interest me? All that, all the shame. So just write a document, write down, voice record something, just talk it out loud, say it out loud. Writing it down, it also helps just to get it out of our system, what you were going through during that time. Now, number 3 is about when the actual urge comes. So when we're like going out about a day, maybe we've had a bit of a stressful day, and we're lying in bed at night, and that urge comes. What are we going to do? We need to stop. We need to breathe. Don't try to avoid feeling, because that's what gets us stuck in the first place. Take a breath and just welcome the urge, because we've been fighting it for so long and we're constantly giving into it. Just invite the feeling to enter into you, to become part of you. Don't fight. And imagine you're at the beach. You're surfing these huge waves. Then there's this massive wave coming, and you're not going to be able to get out in time. So you just let it come, let it wash over you, and then it will be gone. And eventually, like within a few minutes, you'll be like, wow, that's past, and I didn't have to do anything, didn't have to watch porn and masturbate. And once, as that continues to happen, you develop this sort of self-belief. You believe in yourself slowly but surely. So that's the first thing. Sorry, what number was that? That was number 3. So create a habit of self-care, document your journey, and then surf the urge. Surf the urge. And after that or during, whatever you can manage, I need you to think about and be really curious and ask, what is it that happened just before I felt tempted, just before that urge came? What was it that I was feeling that made me want to go to porn? Because it's never random. You'll soon realize that. Maybe you were bored. Maybe you were feeling really strong emotion. Maybe it was just a habit that at night in bed before you go to sleep, you search the internet, go on Pornhub, go on the socials, because we all know it's just as bad there. And just document it down, write down. So, okay, this urge was just came after this situation. And over the next few days, continue to do that. As urges come up, just write down what you were feeling. And it's going to create this map, or this like top view of what was going on. And like I said, it may be different things. Maybe you're feeling overwhelmed and you feel really stressed about what's coming up the next day or whatever's happening with you in your life. Maybe you're bored, maybe you're lonely. So just write everything down. So you have like a list of, okay, I was feeling these things. Then finally is what we can actually do about it. So whatever you've written down, let's say you're feeling lonely. So what can we do to combat loneliness? Do you have a friend you can talk to? you have could you join a sports team or something that you can become social, put yourself around other people, and sort of fill in that hole that porn's been filling. If you're feeling bored, then come up with different things that you can do, things that you enjoy. Just like create a list of write a journal. Okay, tomorrow I'm going to go do this, and the next day I'm going to go do this. And I guess also at times that you feel particularly triggered, then you can just write down what you're going to do when that comes, and remind yourself who you are, that you're a person who's worthy of love and care. You're not bad. We all deal with hard things, hard emotions, and it's just being able to cope, being able to understand it and grow and become people who can understand ourselves fully and deeply, and be able to go from watching porn, not being able to cope, to becoming people, men, women, who can understand ourselves and almost self-diagnose what it is, and then work out what you can do about it. So yeah, loneliness, anger, lack of autonomy even. Just write down things you can do that you can find that you can help yourself. Look, I'd also recommend like a therapist. A therapist has done amazing things in my life, being able to heal my past hurts. And so I'd highly recommend that. Yeah, they're obviously really skilled at this. I'm not a therapist, and I'm not pretending that I am. I'm not here to what therapists do. Diagnose the root issue. That's not who I am. I'm here as someone who's gone through this journey that you're about to go through, and has come out the other side. And I still have emotions. And that's the whole thing. Emotions aren't bad. I still have emotions and feelings, but I've learnt the skill of being able to understand what that emotion is telling me, and have coping strategies, healthy coping strategies of how to deal with it. And now porn isn't even in the picture. It's not even something I have to try and stop doing, because I just don't need it anymore. It doesn't serve me. And that is the goal. That is the goal. The goal is not to stop watching porn. The goal is to become men who don't need it anymore. So if this video has helped you, let me know. Let me know if you have any other questions, any follow-up. I'd love to help, love to serve, love to answer questions. And you've got this. Just focus on the fact that you're not a bad person. Porn is the painkiller, and porn is helping you serve you in some way, which we're not going to need anymore. We're going to grow and become men, women who can understand ourselves. So I'll catch you in the next video.